Writing for a puzzle game is hard. Things that may seem trivial to one person could be incredibly daunting to another. I find that I really struggle at times with puzzle games, but I keep yearning to come back for more. Etherborn is a beautiful game. It's a movement puzzle platformer that deals with gravity shifting, and the world truly comes alive because of this. Each level has a different theme, so to speak, and reminds me a lot of a combination of Monument Valley and Cooler World for the PS1. It has the simplistic complexity of Monument Valley, with the movement and disorientating design of Cooler World, but meshed together it creates a stunning, albeit short, experience. Reviewing is interesting. Looking at the reviews this game has already been given, it's not getting super high scores stating the game is short or similar to a tech demo due to some unrealised ideas. As a small-time reviewer, it's easy to conform to being trapped in the glass box alongside fellow reviewers and journalists, going with the status quo to not make myself seem silly when I have a differing opinion. When you review a game, a lot of your personal life involuntarily is going to bleed into the review. A bad week can stifle your experience, and that's going to affect things, whether you care to admit it or not. The exact opposite can happen for a good week. Fear of losing views to the opposition is also a factor, since your livelihood could depend on that. And I think it's also very easy to forget, especially with indie games, there are a bunch of people at the other end whose lives can be drastically affected by how you praise or smear the game. So I guess that's where my next point leads. This game is not long. In fact, it is extremely short. I finished it in around an hour and a half, and I have a feeling many others finished it a lot quicker than I did. However, there is more to do once you complete the game. Little items to find and collect in a New Game Plus mode, and at the end of the day, it's not how long the game is, it's what you do with the runtime. Monument Valley, for example, is incredibly short, and it is also a wonderful experience. But, at the same time, this game is $16.99 at launch, and I think that is far too much. Now, that said, I understand that the developers have been working on this for a very, very long time, and obviously they want the game to do well. I want the game to do well, and I want the developers to succeed. But as I said before, I think the game is worth far too much, so I'm feeling a bit conflicted on how I can bring this review across. I don't want to say don't buy the game, because it is a good game. So here's my plan. I'm not giving the game a score. In Etherborn, you are a voiceless being that has just been born into a world where a bodiless voice awaits your arrival. You must go forth and seek your purpose. The story, although vague at times, is a lovely message on conveying how you can be who you want to be. You hold limitless potential within you, and it is beautifully told, especially with its music. The soundtrack is spellbindingly beautiful. The whole gameplay is basically a gravity maze weaved in platforming, and it can get confusing pretty quickly, but thankfully for the right reasons. I can only think of one instance where the camera was kind of detrimental to lining up my jump, and even then it wasn't a big deal as I lost virtually no progress. The level design is really fun and incredibly satisfying to figure out. Even the simplest of things, it just feels great. You shift gravity by moving along sloped corners, and if it's not sloped, you will fall off it. You can absolutely land on things below, but a lot of the time you will fall into the abyss. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say about the game, I guess. If you want a satisfying, fun, beautiful puzzle game, this game is for you. Just know that the game is very short. Maybe if you're intrigued but don't have the money, wait until it goes into a sale in a couple of months or so. And if this doesn't interest you at all, well, I hope you enjoyed the review and my very tiny tangent insight on journalism, I guess. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, share the video around. If you would like to support me in the channel, I have a Patreon and a Twitch and a Twitter and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.